Hey, good day, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Just in case you're joining me for the very first time, I am the real Bryant Glaze Gibbs. Hey, hit the like button, subscribe, share. This is my ministry. This is my platform. What I do is I speak about the good, I speak about the bad, I speak about the ugly, but how I lost myself, how I lost my freedom, lost my mind, lost my dignity, lost my integrity. I lost every ounce of goodness out of me between the age of 14 and 24 because I was in love with the street and I got caught up into a wicked world. And you know what? It's never too late to change. And to me right now, while I'm sharing my story and the story of others to stop people from being victim of circumstance when they don't have to. Apply yourself, respect yourself, love yourself, and listen. Listen to the story what I'm about to speak about. It's about this young man, you know what I'm saying, who is Lakeith Smith. Lakeith is expected to spend 30 years in the Alabama prison for a murder he did not commit. Okay, here it is right now. This is his story. The case of Lakeith Smith urgently deserves our attention because there's a chance his conviction could be overturned and he could be resentenced. In February of 2015, Lakeith, who was 15 years old at the time, and a group of friends was involved in a break-in of two unoccupied homes in Mellowbrook, Alabama. The teens were still present in one of the homes when local police officers arrived at the scene. During that encounter, Lakeith's 16-year-old friend, Adante Washington, was shot and killed by one of the officers. Although he was the youngest in the group, Lakeith was denied being tried as a juvenile and was charged as an adult. He was convicted of theft, burglary, and felony murder, a charge that held him legally responsible for the death of Adante. Alabama felony murder rules state a person commit the crime of murder if he or she commit or attempt to commit a felony in the course of and in the furtherance of the crime that he or she is committing or attempting to commit, or in the immediate flight therefrom he or she or another participant, if there be any cause the death of any person. Despite Adante not being killed by a participant in the crime, Lakeith lost his friend and now faced losing the next 50 years of his life to prison. Folks, Lakeith's punishment does not fit the crime he committed or his legal responsibility. It also does not reflect his young age or his unique capacity for change. He was sentenced to 15 years for the burglary charge and 10 years for each of the two theft of property charge, but it was a 30-year sentence for the felony murder charge that ensured Lakeith, a nonviolent 15-year-old with no prior record who essentially spent the rest of his life in prison, condemning a 15-year-old child who hasn't killed anyone to a life behind bars is not justice. His story deserves to be heard. Help us spread the word about Lakeith's case. Folks, what can we do? How do we take action? Here it is, a 15-year-old kid and his buddy 16. From my understanding, what they was looking for, PlayStation, Xbox, electronic. They was only thinking about right now is, man, they couldn't afford it. Their parent couldn't afford to get these games for them. So they went out there and they tried to do certain things on their own. Yeah, it was bad act, bad behavior. But they went to steal, not hurt, not kill, anything. So once again, sit back and listen to it. In the act of the crime, police came and the police execute his 16-year-old friend that was run away from the scene of the crime. But yet and still, this 15-year-old boy got sentenced to 65 years. Imagine 65 years at 15. Sit back and think about it. And that's why I count my blessing, because once again, like I say, I got off the porch and I started doing stupid things at 14. I got lucky. Or did I? But once again, like I said right now, what can we do? Or what are we going to do? Let's get out there and let's put some light on this story. Let's shine some light on this story, because to me, I think right now it is injustice. And that's what people don't do. Let's get it.
So now he's free from that. He's on drugs. He steals a car. The police get behind him. He doesn't pull over. He goes on a high-speed pursuit chase. He crashes into a tree. The car catches on fire. His girlfriend is in the passenger seat. She dies in the fire.
This is who he is talking about. This is Wesley Phelps. He's 28 years old. He was on drugs. He had priors for burglary and assaulting a minor. He led police on a high-speed chase, crashed his car, and his girlfriend died. And Judge Sybil Reynolds gave him 3 years. But on the same day that Judge Sybil Reynolds gave him 3 years, he gave Lakeith Smith 65 years. Lakeith is 15 years old. Him and some other kids were breaking into an unoccupied dwelling. The cops showed up, the kids ran. The cop shot Adante Washington, which is Lakeith Smith's best friend, shot Adante in the back 3 times. Due to Alabama's felony murder law, Lakeith Smith was sentenced to 65 years for the murder of Adante, even though he didn't hold the weapon or shoot anybody. This happened on the same day in the same court by the same judge. 28-year-old who's actually responsible for somebody dying. 15-year-old who's actually not responsible for anybody dying. 3 years, 65 years.
Hey,
If
folks.
you can't see the problem here, you're choosing not to see the problem here. Number one, this is clearly racism. Number two, felony murder is a bullshit law. Number three, go to justiceforlakeithsmith.com, see the facts of the case, learn Lakeith's story, sign the petition, and most importantly, please listen to me. Please listen to me. Most importantly, get the word out. We need every content creator, big, small, and in between, to make a video and put the story of Lakeith Smith in the home of every American. Everybody needs to know this story. An injustice is currently in progress in Montgomery, Alabama. Lakeith has been locked up for 8 years. They didn't even try him until he was 18. He spent 3 years in jail waiting on a trial. Bring Lakeith home. We need you to share his story. That's it. Just share his story. Please share Lakeith's story.
Hey, folks, look at that, man. Here it is. You got people pleading to share his story. So once again, I'm sharing this story, and I need y'all out there to share his story. A powerful story. And like I told you right now, imagine if that was your child, your grandchild, my grandchild. Like I told you right now is right is right, wrong is wrong, and that's not right. Let's bring that young kid home. Peace, love, and prosperity. Hit the like button, subscribe, share. One love.